Hey everyone, Eggman here with another deck profile. Today we've got an updated list for the Bardock and Bardock's crew archetype that came out of the Clash of Fate set, Theme Booster 3. So yeah, it really, if you haven't noticed, I like putting multicolor in a bunch of archetypes, and honestly the reason I feel like it can be really great is it offers just like a lot of defense and a lot of kind of like cool archetypes that exist in the last couple of sets and stuff usually don't work super well because they don't go off soon enough, right? And I'm a big component. I really do believe that having these multicolor cards that really like these counter plays that are kind of disrupt your opponent and kind of make them play a little bit slower can really help these kind of older archetypes. And just this has been fantastic over the field. So we've got the Bardock leader for this one. I will say this is. This almost like I don't know. I got the inspiration from the Rudigarn list that I did a video of. For the record, that's not my list, by the way. That's Cody Vojtek's. That's his list. I was interviewing him for it. I've had so many people think it's my list. It's definitely not. So shout outs to Cody for his list on that. But really, I'm like, okay, this is a really cool package and engine. What else can this really fit into? And like, boom, Bardock. So it makes a lot of sense to me. So let's actually get into it. So Bardock is a Saiyan. He has an auto burst 2. When this card attacks a leader card, draw 1, and this card gets plus 5k power for duration of the turn, which is fantastic. Being able to be like kind of aggressive while swing at your opponent, making like if you swing at your opponent, unless they like combo like 2 cards, they're taking that damage. So that feels really good. Just being able to like have a really pretty constant source of aggression, and just in general, like this deck, I feel is like a Rudigarn in a lot of ways. There's kind of hand control elements, but instead of being defensive, this is more proactive and kind of aggressive. Like there's kind of like a more realizing condition than just simply attack, decimating their hand. This I feel has a more combo based nature to it. So it's an untapped 2 when you're at 4 life or less, and then on the awakened side, auto Spartan 5. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, and then this card gains plus 5k power for duration of the turn. And also auto, when this card is attacked, if a Bardock's crew card is in your drop area, you may place 1 card from your life and place in your drop area if you do negate the attack. So being able to kind of negate an attack for just taking a life is fantastic. If you're playing against Shenron, and they get you to 4 life, you can just awaken, and then you can just negate all their attacks, and then boom, you take 3 life for their whole swing. So that's like really a niche example, but I think it's a great ability. It's almost good enough for me to consider running a what's it called, a like results of training. Remember that really old card, that 5 cost extra card? Yeah, it really made me think about running that, just so you can continuously have this ability active. Like you instead of having it at like 8 life, you have it at 4 life, you have it at 8 life. So that's 7 attacks you can just negate for free. I think that'd be really cool, but that's for another time. And continuing from there, let's kind of talk about the main archetype. So the big boss monster for this deck is Final Strike Bardock. It's barrier. There can only be one of these in battle area. And also, when this card is switched from rest mode to active mode, if your leader card is a Bardock's crew, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places it to the bottom of their deck. So it's really slow. It's kind of slower hand control because you have to swing it, and you have to wait until the end of your turn. Normally, we've got cards like the Zarbon. During your opponent's turn, when you're combo with this card, choose one of your battle cards switch to active mode. So this is fantastic for a couple reasons. One, it's yellow, so there's already some support, like synergy there, but also it puts us back to active mode, which means that your opponent can't attack it anymore, and then they have to drop a card from their hand into the bottom of the deck. So all that just feels very good. And then also, so the way we get this guy out is with Burnished Bond Torah. So it's barrier. If a Bardock's crew card is in your drop area, reduce the damage cost of this card in your hand by 1. Spoilers, that's always going to be the case. And then for 3 specific blue, place this card in its owner's drop area, then choose up to 1 Final Strike Bardock from your deck or drop area, play it, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So being able to run him and then get him out. Essentially, you're always paying 5 energy for this Bardock to come out. You just get to decide if you want to play really proactive and get him out on like turn 3, playing this on turn 2 and going through 3, or if you need to be more defensive, you can use your counter plays to kind of stop your opponent from doing things, and then just going from there. So good card there, and very important. We also have Burnished Bond's Fascia, so critical. Same kind of energy reduction, so she's a 2 cost at all times. And active main, place this card in its owner's drop area, choose one Bardock's crew in your battle area and switch it active mode. So being able to just for 2 energy have a way to, untap your Bardock, which means they have to drop a card. Also, you have a 15k crit, so you can summon this, swing with your Bardock, and then send this to the drop, and then it's untapped again. That can be a really cool combo. Also, we're running Tora's Red Elmbrand. If your leader card is a Bardock's crew, choose one blue Tora card in your drop area and send it to your warp. Draw 4 cards, choose one Final Strike Bardock in your battle area, switch to active mode. It gets plus 10k power and double strike for duration of the turn. At the end of the turn, choose up to one of your energy, switch to active mode. So, like the combo you can do is you can have this out on turn 5, and then on turn 6, you swing with it, you play Tora's Red Armband, give it 10k power and double strike, and then go from there again with Fasha. And because she only costs 2, you can play her, swing with a crit, and then give it untap it again, and it's still double strike and plus 10k, so it's still a 30. It's like giving it dual attack, right? So it gets 3 swings in and 2 untaps, so your opponent has to drop 2 cards, and then also just the pressure from there, and then also if you survive from there, they have to untap. They drop a card at the beginning of the turn too. So just a lot of potential there for a lot of disruption, hand disruption, and just a cool win condition. So there's that, and then to help us get there, so the multicolored cards are running 4 Beerus Fickle God because he's blue-yellow and he can be put there for free. We're also running 3 Bojack, Resident Agent of Destruction. This card's fantastic, especially since we're running a little bit more yellow than like the Hirudegarn version. So just being able to play this for 1, give it, having a blocker card is fantastic, and then also being able to just switch one of your opponent's cards to rest mode. This is fantastic all around and just helps out the deck so much. And we're also running 2 Frost Deadly Poison. This, once again, this can just be a fantastic counter card. Can just shut down your opponent's turn and, for just outright, and then being able to also just use this ability to, it replaces itself and all that. It's just fantastic. So, and then since we're running these multicolored cards, we're running 2 of the multi-counter cards. We've got the Champo, the Trickster. If you don't know what this does already, you play it, and then you switch one of your opponent's cards, ignoring barrier to rest mode, and then draw 1 card. Doesn't have to be the card they summon, it can just be any card, regardless. It, once again, doesn't deflect, and barrier doesn't affect it, so there's that. And then also Undying Spirit Sengohan, same kind of thing, but when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with any cost 4 or less, and then return it to your hand. Then if it's your opponent's turn, choose one of your blue energy, switch to active mode. So being able to play this for 2 and then technically for 1 is fantastic. Similar to how you can play this for 3, but technically for 2. So same kind of deal, just helps out the deck a lot, and just feels good. So with all that, we've just got the 1-drops to talk about. So we've got Burnished Bronze, Borgos. So when you play this card, draw 1. You probably know what this does because this is the one Bojack's Crew, Bardock's Crew card that was really good without any of the other stuff. But during your opponent's turn, if your opponent switches their energy to active mode using a non-awakened skill, choose up to one of your opponent's energy and place it in your owner's drop area. So they can't play any beans or anything offensively, which is nice. We've also have 2 of the Planetary Invader Fascia. So when you play this card, look at the top 5 cards from your deck. Choose up to 1 Bardock's Crew card among them, empty your hand, and shuffle your deck. So very good for finding the cards we need for there. We've got 4 Planetary Invader Tora. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Bardock's Crew card in your drop area and add to your hand. This can be just a fantastic cycle for just a bunch of our cards. Especially the card that I would do the most would be the G-Name Mother of Hope. When you combo with this card, if one of your blue Bardock's Crew... If one of your blue Bardock cards is being attacked, this card gets plus 5 combo power for duration of the turn. So being able to just have this as being a pseudo super combo, and then just using Tor to get back into your hand can just help out a bunch. This can help our leader or our 5-drop. So kind of just your opponent expecting to have enough, and then saying, oh, I've got these G-Nays that add to the defense. Just makes just the fact that this can be a target for your opponent to kind of target is just part of the reason that it's a really good hand destruction card, right? Because they're going to combo cards to get rid of this guy, and it's a 25k, so they're going to probably they're going to have to combo quite a bit for it, and then they're just going to lose cards trying to combo it, and then it comes back, and then they drop cards and all that. So great defense there, and just fantastic. So this can have a pseudo deadly defender at times, right? Because your opponent feels like they have to get rid of this card, and can just really make them to get distracted for that. So other than that, we've got 4 Dimension Magic because we're running a blue deck, and that makes a whole bunch of sense. 4 of Tulu the Seer. This might need to maybe like 2 of these and like sparking, the sparking combo. That might be a good card for there, but I just ran this because it's thematic, and yeah. So let's. There are quite a few cards I considered adding to this, so I want to go through that real quick. Yeah, there we go. All right. So if we look at more filters, series, theme booster 3. Oh, nope, not that one. This one. There it is. Looking at the blue cards, we also, some thoughts. So Dream of the Future, negate the attack of your leader card is the Bardock's crew. You may choose 1 blue card in your hand, place in your drop area. If you do add this card to your hand, so being able to just use like this as a negate, for free can be good, especially like if you have like a bunch of multicolored cards stuck in your hand. This can be a great card for that. So that was something I'm thinking about. Also another card to think about, Future Punch. So if you choose 1 Tulu the Seer in your drop area, place at the bottom of your deck, choose all of your Saiyan leader cards in blue, Saiyan Bow cards that get plus 5k in critical for duration of the turn. At the end of your turn, choose all of the Saiyan cards in your battle area and then place them in their owner's drop. So this can help out a little bit as just like if you need to be aggressive, like a win condition that way. And this would be good if we added Burnished Bonds Shugesh into the deck as well, because it can give itself double strike. But I just felt like this. I don't know. This could be in like the side if we had to be like a faster deck, but I didn't think it was necessary. So there's that. Kakarot. When you place a card, draw 1. Place this card at the bottom of your zone deck. Choose up to 1 blue Saiyan card with any cost to 1 and drop it at your hand. So I didn't think this was too good. Just from that, and then just some kind of multicolored cards. Really, honestly, the only one that I'd also think about is let's see. The secret rare, obviously. So I think this could be good in the deck too. This just has potential for being played and then tapping your opponent out, which feels good. And the fact that you can negate attacks by just taking a life with your leader, even if you're tapped out, and the fact that we also have Dimension Magic feels good. So potential card there, and also let's see, Foo. You know the one, the Anniversary Box Food. Since we're playing hand control, this is a great card for just decimating hands as well. So this could be just playing this on like turn 6 can just give you the win, because it gives you just more, like your opponent's already kind of worried about their hand and that kind of stuff, and so being able to do that, just drop this and make them even more worried about their hand can just be the final nail in the coffin. So those are some cards to think about. But I think this is a cool deck. I still think the Rudigarn deck is probably better, but this is for people who really like Bardock. I know this, a lot of people have a big following for him, and if people still want to play him right now, I think this is a really good start to doing that. So that's going to be it for me. Let me know what you guys think about this deck below, and I'll catch you all next time.